Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with the Access Arts live stream action update for today, Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. And we have a load of live streams to tell you about from all around the world. We've got two top organists in the UK live streaming at roughly the same time. We have the kickoff to a week-long Bach festival in Madrid, which I'll be telling you more about in a later live stream today. We have chamber music in Portland, Oregon, and Washington, D.C., and a very most top-notch pianist in New York City to end your day's live streaming if you choose to spend your day that way, which you can easily do with the number of live streams we have to tell you about. So let's kick this off and go through it for you. Starting out in about an hour from now, Queen's College, Oxford is live streaming Joachim Fontaine of the Evangelische Kirchengemeinde Saarlouis. And we already put out a separate live stream notice about that particular concert. He is a top organist, and I believe he is also he's an alumni of the. Hold on just one second. Let me double check my notes. He studied at Queen's College, Oxford. So it's not a surprise that he's coming back. But I recommend you check out the set. If you're interested in it, check out the listing we've already put up. There's a separate post about this live stream at 2:10 in the afternoon European time, 8:10 in the morning on the East Coast, 10 minutes after midnight down under in Australia. And I won't even tell you what time it is. It'll be in LA because it's way too early to watch. And then 5 minutes later, the Temple Church London will be live streaming Charles Andrews, who is the music director there. He's also professor of organ and organ coordinator at the Royal College of Music, which has a long-standing relationship with the Temple Church London. We do not know what he's going to be playing. If you want to know all the details of what Joachim Fontaine is playing, you want to check out the separate clip that we have already posted for you on that. And I can really recommend it. It's a very interesting live stream. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? I'll tell you a little bit about his playing. He's going to be playing Fontaine is playing Christian Flor, Joseph Seeger, Johann Pachelbel, Dietrich Buxtehude, a piece by Bach, the Prelude and Fugue in E, BWV 533, Paul de Malin-Gros, and Ludwig Bosley. It's a very sophisticated organ program. We do not know what Charles Andrews is going to be playing. So that may shape your choice of which one you want to tune into. Then, Wednesday, February 18th at 6 o'clock in the evening, European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast, March Vivo is launching a week-long Bach solo music festival in a series of 5 different live streams. They will be presenting to you all of the works of Johann Sebastian Bach for solo instruments, for harpsichord, for violins, for cello, and for an instrumental ensemble. The first of these, today, Wednesday, the 18th of February, is Pierre Hantaï, a harpsichordist born in 1964, self-taught in the sense that he never went to a conservatory, but he studied under a lot of harpsichord greats, learning his craft and his art. He made his breakthrough in 1993 with the recording of the Goldberg variations, which won him a Gramophone Award. Specialist in Bach, Couperin, Elizabethan repertoire, especially Scarlatti, they tell us. He's a career recitalist, not a teacher, although he'll do an occasional masterclass. And it says that he rejects the rigid formats for current music education, advocating for spontaneity, interpretive freedom, and a live connection with the audience. Bravo. This is a long concert. It's part 1 is 77 minutes and part 2 is 77 minutes. He is playing the complete English Suites, BWV 806 to 811. And this is the first of long concerts like this going on, 5 of them, the first one starting today. And we'll give you the link to it. And we'll also give you the link to the program notes on the March Vivo website, which are extensive and detailed. So you can feast on that in the time between now and about 5 hours from now, when he goes on stage and works his magic on the harpsichord. We will put out a separate live stream report on the entire festival a little later today. Then later in the day, then we move over to the United States side of the equation. The Old Church Portland will be live streaming the Orchid Trio at noon in Portland, Oregon, which will be 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast, 9 o'clock in the evening here in Europe. The Orchid Trio is violinist Si Ying Gi, who took a master's degree at the Manhattan School and has basically had a career as a concert master. Violist Deborah Schutzer, a Peabody Conservatory Bachelor of Music at University of Colorado, Masters of Music. Currently, she's played with various East Coast and European ensembles, but currently plays viola and cello in chamber ensembles in Portland and the San Francisco Bay Area. And the cellist Quinn Liu started out at the Shanghai Conservatory, then picked up a master's degree at the University of Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. Plays with the Portland Columbia Symphony, the Portland Cello Project, the San Diego Symphony Orchestra. We don't have more information on what their program is, but at least now you know who the players are. Then at 6 o'clock in the evening Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, midnight here in Europe, and 10 o'clock Thursday morning down under in Australia, the Millennium stage is live streaming the United States Air Force Band Woodwind Quintet. They play, this quintet is flute, oboe, clarinet, French horn, and bassoon. They've played before at the center, the Kennedy Center, which is now called the Trump Kennedy Center by some. I know there's a dispute about that, but you know what it is now, and we just report. This is a very sophisticated group. I'll give you an example. When they did a concert last August, a couple of the pieces, they did Irving Fine's Partita for Winds, composed in 1948. He's an American composer. Then they did a piece by the Chicago composer Robert Muchinsky called Duos for Flute and Clarinet, Opus 24. And they give somewhat erudite explanations of what they're doing. So don't think, oh, this is the U.S. Air Force Band. It's not top of the line. No, it's very sophisticated. Then an hour later, 2 hours after that, Constellation Chicago invites you to celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year in a live stream at 7 p.m. Chicago time, 8 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe, and noon on Thursday morning down under in Australia. This is sponsored by the Asian Museum in Chicago. It involves a number of different participants. The artist, dancer Irene Xiao, and she is a dancer who also works with visual art in museums and public spaces. It involves also a zither player or a guzheng player, because guzheng is what the Chinese zither is called, Menghua Guan, who actually has both a school and a zither orchestra in Chicago, and 2 dance troupes, the CCCC Lion Dance Troupe and the Ye Hin Dance Group. All of this live streamed by Constellation Chicago. You can tune into the YouTube link, which we give you, but at that link you will find a request that you make a payment to cover the cost of the artist and all of that. And the link for that is on the YouTube page. Then to finish up your evening, we have one more live stream. This is top of the line. 92NY is live streaming the top-notch pianist Marc-André Hamelin, playing music from Haydn to John Oswald. A glissando through the ages is what the New Yorker magazine calls it. This will be Haydn's Sonata in D major, which he just recorded because he was recording all of Haydn's sonatas. Frank Zappa's Ruth is Sleeping. Stefan Volpe's Passacaglia. John Oswald's Tip, which is a 2021 composition, which was commissioned by Marc-Andre Hamelin. A very interesting modern composition technique using repetition of different well-known piano tropes. Then a couple of pieces by the steadfast romantic composer, the Russian Nikolai Medtner, who kept writing romantic music well into the 20th century when everybody else had quit on it. And then two pieces by Rachmaninoff, the Etude Tableau, Opus 39, number 5, and his Piano Sonata number 2, Opus 36, in the 1931 version, we're told, which is one of Hamelin's signature works. Hamelin, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the top pianists in the world, originally from Canada. He works often, I think, with the Montreal orchestra, and I'm trying to get my way back onto this website so I can see me better. And he also loves heading down to South America to play with orchestras there. I think he does that in the wintertime to get some warm weather or something. In any event, that's what we have for you today. It's a full lineup. I'll probably be back in about I'll be back sometime this afternoon with a report on this fantastic Bach festival being live streamed by March Vivo and the group that owns March Vivo, which is the Fundación Juan March in Madrid. And then I'll be back at 6 in the evening with this week's roundup of orchestral and opera action. And we do have an opera coming up for you this weekend, I'm happy to report, coming from Opera Streamer, that terrific group down in Italy, which is about a half a dozen different opera houses, and they take turns helping each other to produce and co-produce operas and live streaming them for you free of charge. The next one will be coming up on this Sunday, but more about that tonight at 6 o'clock European time, noon on the East Coast, and 9 in the morning on the West Coast. And with that, I will say ciao for now, and à tout à l'heure, as we say here in Paris. See you soon.